John's life was far more defined by faithful obedience than public ministry. This is why I take such of an issue, and you guys, if you know me, you know me. I take such issue with the way we chase purpose and destiny. Because God desires to forge something in us far more than he wants to do something through us. Look at what God did in the beginning. He walked with man in the garden. And then couple that with what God does at the end of the story. Revelation 21 says, behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with him, and they will be his people. And God himself will be with them as their God. The description of the new heavens and the new earth in three different ways says this: God will be with them, and they will be with God. What if the purpose of John's life was not the months of baptizing people in the Jordan River? What if God's purpose was the 30 years of hidden, quiet, consistent relationship? And once that was forged deeply in John, then God was able to use John's relationship to lead other people to the same relationship. What if John's public ministry was nothing more than the overflow of his private relationship with God? What if John could call people to repentance because he was living in repentance? See, John was hidden for 30 years, and then God used him for a matter of months to prepare the way for Jesus. This is kind of familiar, right? Jesus was hidden for 30 years, and then God used him for 3 years to show us the Father, to pay for sin, and to give us his righteousness. The two most essential people of the new covenant concentrated on being with God, on knowing him, walking with him, trusting him, and being hidden in him. Could it be that the new covenant moves us not only from works to grace for salvation, but it moves us from living for God to bless our lives to living in the blessing of God's presence in our lives? Rather than wanting God to moving ourselves to be with God. Maybe that's the whole difference, is rather than a cloud that covers the tabernacle, but his spirit that fills our very being. Maybe the new covenant is I'd rather be with him. Maybe Moses understood the new covenant as he was getting the old covenant. I'd rather be with you than have you go bless us. Don't go unless you go with us. Maybe the new covenant is about relationship above all else.